For years I've been telling people, don't let the energy firms win. Get up off your backside and switch to get the cheapest deal. But it's not just about switching, it's about timing your switch so you get the very perfect tariff. But lots of people go, oh, I know, but it's too much hassle, it's too confusing, I'm not sure it really works. Oh, Martin, can't you just do it for me? Well, that's pretty much the idea of the Cheap Energy Club. We want to make it as easy as possible. This is a really simple idea, but it's very powerful. I want to explain how it works. The concept, though, is instead of just having a short-term cheap deal, having done a comparison, we try and ensure you are on permanently cheap energy. That's so exciting, I almost lost my voice telling you about it. So let's go through exactly how it works. First of all, you go on and do a comparison, and we've simplified that process, trying to make it easier for you. A classic example, many people can't find what their tariff is, so you tell us what your company is, and we show you where on the bill you can get the information you need to put in the tariff field. Once you get to the result of the comparison, it'll tell you one of two things. Either, hey, you're on the right tariff already, don't do anything, it's as cheap as it can be, or you save 100 quid by switching, 200 quid by switching, 300 quid by switching. These are your cheapest providers, decide where you're moving. Step 2, and this is the big one. This is where the Cheap Energy Club is different to anything else out there. Because what it will do is once we know your details, whether it's your original tariff or the one you've switched to, in the background, month after month, we will run a comparison for you. You won't know about it, you won't be hassled, don't worry, we won't use your data for anything else, to check that you're still on the cheapest possible deal. Because of course, the tariff you've moved to may get more expensive, or others may get cheaper. Either way, you could be paying too much. So you decide at what point you would like us to contact you. Maybe when it's £75 a year cheaper. That's when you want to be contacted. And at that point, once we find a tariff that's 75 quid cheaper than what you're currently paying, we'll send you an email. But it won't just say, oh, there's a cheaper tariff out there. What it'll say is, there's a cheaper tariff out there, this is what it is, this is how much you'll save, here are the other alternatives, and you won't have to re-enter your details unless anything has changed. It'll be a touch of a button, you'll get the information live. And we hope by doing that, we'll make it as easy as possible to keep you on permanently cheap energy. Now, while this sounds a simple tool, there's a subversive element to it too, which I always really rather enjoy. That's because the entire energy market is predicated on a couple of things. First of all, that people are apathetic and don't move. So if you don't move, they'll put you on a high tariff, they'll take far more money, 250 quid a year, typically more than they need to offer you, because you're stuck on their standard rate. The second thing is when you do switch, even if it's a collective switch, one of these new switches by trusted groups, they still only last a year and a half at the cheap rate. After that, the rate moves up. And the energy industry tends to estimate that you'll stay on the more expensive rate for a couple of years afterwards, and that's how it does its pricing models. But of course, with the Cheap Energy Club, that won't happen. You'll switch, you'll get a cheap deal, and the moment it's time for you to switch again, bang, you move onto another cheap deal. And somewhere underneath it all, I hope in a way that the Cheap Energy Club is self-defeating. If enough of you join together to make sure you're on constantly cheap deals, well, the energy market pricing model won't work. They won't be able to give super cheap upfront deals and then ramp the price up afterwards, because it won't work. People will simply ditch and switch, which means we'll need a more long-term, consistent model of prices. Well, I'm filming this before we've even launched, so that's all about crossing my fingers and hope it's big enough and it works. But either way, give the Cheap Energy Club a try, see whether it helps you, let us know if there's anything we can do to make it easier for you, and fingers crossed, you'll make a saving. But not just now, long term.